Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh continues with his hearing as his accuser shares her testimony tonight on NewsLink Indiana. A look at her emotional testimony just ahead.
And the Muncie community came together for the second annual Bridge Dinner. See what happened during the celebration that brought the community together just ahead.
You'll want the jacket of heading out this evening. Cooler weather on the way. I'll break it down in just a couple of minutes.
From the heart of Ball State University, live from the Unified Media Newsroom, NewsLink Indiana starts right now.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for being with us. I'm Emerson Lehman.
And I'm Wyndham Gant.
Well, a rough day for Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh, facing questions after his accuser, Christine Blasey Ford, shares her testimony with the Senate Judiciary Committee. Ford said she is 100% certain Kavanaugh sexually assaulted her when they were teenagers. Kavanaugh denies it. Emily Schmidt has the details from Washington.
Judge Kavanaugh is...
President Trump standing firmly behind Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh.
He's an outstanding intellect, an outstanding judge, respected by everybody. Never had even a little blemish on his record.
He said he would be open to delaying the confirmation vote.
I want him to go in at the absolute highest level. And I think to do that, you have to go through this. If it takes a little delay, it'll take a little delay. It shouldn't certainly be very much.
But behind the scenes, CNN has learned the president is furious and frustrated by what he suspects is an 11th hour attempt to smear his pick for the Supreme Court. A California professor, Christine Blasey Ford, accusing Kavanaugh of sexually assaulting her while they were teenagers in high school. Kavanaugh calling it a completely false allegation. Yet his confirmation now hangs in the balance. Kellyanne Conway, one of the highest-ranking women in the White House, trying to set a tone of civility.
Let me make very clear on behalf of the president with whom I've spoken at length about this. She should not be ignored or insulted. She should be heard.
Sending a message to others around the president, this moment is a serious one. It came after the president's son, Donald Trump Jr., mocked the accuser in this Instagram post, citing Judge Kavanaugh's sexual assault letter found by Dems. Will you be my girlfriend? Yes, no. Love, Brett. The president has been dismissive of other women who have come forward accusing him and other men of sexual misconduct, including last year with Alabama Republican Senate candidate Roy Moore.
He says it didn't happen, and you have to listen to him also. You're talking about, he said 40 years ago this did not happen.
But less than 2 months before the midterm elections, where women voters and candidates are playing a critical role, the White House is treading lightly, for now at least, saying both Kavanaugh and his accuser should be heard.
Members of the committee.
We will continue to follow the story as it develops.
And just before Ford's testimony today, protesters took to the streets in response. Students from George Washington University met around 5 this morning, all holding signs saying, "We believe Dr. Ford." Just a block away, a large group of supporters for Judge Kavanaugh came to his defense, including a survivor of an attempted rape that happened while she was pregnant.
We believe in the Me Too movement. We don't believe in the weaponization of the Me Too movement. We think that it is essential that we consider the rule of law.
Protesters stressed the importance of this Me Too movement as the reason they stand behind the protest. Protesters stressed the importance of the Me Too movement. Thank you. Last spring, President Trump made a statement regarding carriers' plans to move jobs from Indiana to Mexico. A judge has ordered Governor Eric Holcomb's office to turn over emails from the President-elect Trump's and former Governor Mike Pence's career negotiations. The order gives the governor's office 30 days to disclose any communications sent from November 14th to November 29th of 2016. The Citizens Action Coalition requested the documents after Trump and Pence struck a deal with Carrier to keep its Indianapolis plant open. Holcomb's press secretary, Rachel Hoffmeyer, says the governor's office values transparent government and will follow the law.
An Indiana woman pleaded guilty today to charges related to a deadly crash. 18-year-old Aaliyah Sierra was charged with 2 counts of reckless homicide. In July, Sierra was behind the wheel of a car that crashed into a house, killing 2 sisters. 17-year-old Haley Fullerton and 9-year-old Callie Fullerton died in the incident. The girl's mother was also injured in the crash. Authorities say that Sierra was traveling over 100 miles per hour at the time of the incident. She could face up to 12 years in prison. Her sentencing is set for November 5th. And last year's flu epidemic produced one of the highest death rates within nearly 4 decades. Kim Hutcherson has the details on the virus.
The flu held a deadly and historic grip on Americans last winter. An estimated 80,000 people died from influenza and flu complications, making it the deadliest flu season in more than 40 years, according to new information from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. In past seasons, flu deaths ranged from a low of about 12,000 to a high of 56,000. The 2017-2018 season was particularly harsh for several reasons. Flu activity spread like wildfire across the entire U.S., and it was high for months. Severe cases began in November, spiking until the end of March. And the flu didn't just affect seniors and those with weak immune systems like it usually does. Severe cases hit physically fit, healthy people of all ages. It got so bad that overwhelmed hospitals treated patients in tents and parking lots. Millions of Americans got a vaccine, but last year it was only about 40% effective. Regardless, doctors advise getting vaccinated because it lowers odds of getting the virus, thus saving tens of thousands of lives and preventing more than 100,000 hospitalizations. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
To ensure you and your family are safe, schedule your appointments for flu shots this year. And Wyndham, hard to believe that, flu season's right around the corner, but, all this fall weather, these cool temperatures, I can see it coming.
Benefits and drawbacks. What can you tell us, Joe?
Yeah, how about it? A pretty cool day out there today. We saw some sun just before we made it towards the evening. Temperatures have dropped, though. Grab the jacket if you're heading outside. Temperatures in the low to mid 50s across the state, 55 in the capital right now. 49 degrees in Kokomo, so the cooler air is here. We've been waiting a while for that cooler air, and we're going to actually see it continue to play a role in our weather. Here's a look at kind of the regional radar image. We had some warmer air moving in today from the south, but this is the next system that will be impacting us up to the northwest. A cold front will be bringing drier, colder air in here for the weekend, so we'll have to just ride the temperature ups and downs over the next few days, down to 66 for Saturday. We move back up, though, warmer weather on the way to kick off next week. I'll break it all down coming up in the full forecast.
All right, Joe, looking forward to it. Thank you. Teens all over are craving Juuls as their smoking alternative. Coming up, we see what policies are changing.
And despite Halloween being a month away, the Boys and Girls Club are bringing sweet treats to the Muncie community. That and more on the way. Stay with us.
No more, he didn't mean it.
No more, she seems fine to me.
No more, not my problem.
No more, she was drunk.
No more, he was drunk.
No more, she was asking for it.
No more, he didn't mean it.
No more, why didn't she tell anyone? No more, we don't talk about that.
No more bystanding.
No more ignorance.
No more excuses.
No more.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
After retiring from the NFL, I've been able to spend a lot more time coaching my daughter's basketball teams. It's something I love to do. Through our games and our tournaments, we see all types of coaching, good and bad. And it begs the question, do we really know who's coaching our kids? Do they have the proper training and screening it would take for me to be comfortable with my daughters playing for that coach? Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to screen and train all of our coaches. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. The Washington Bridge will be back open tonight after it was filled with community members for the second annual Muncie's Bridge Dinner. NewsLink Indiana's Brittany Ehrman shows us the local organizations how they celebrated Muncie in a new way.
It's not your typical sight of Washington Street Bridge. Normally it's covered with cars, but today Tables, chairs, and hundreds of people. Just above the White River for Muncie's second annual bridge dinner, the smell of speedy dogs to fire brick oven pizza filled the air. Paint covered the faces of children, and local second graders put art on display for all to see. 8-year-old Rada Wolt painted a picture earlier, but says he can't seem to find it.
I think it's back there.
It's his first time at the bridge dinner, and so far, so good.
I like these.
And he found different ways to keep busy.
I have been reading the box called Children.
But that wasn't his favorite part.
My favorite was when they did the loud bang with the drums.
Drums that the Ball State School of Music played. Sounds covered by laughter and conversation, all to bring the Muncie community together in a unique way. And Rada had a unique way of watching.
I like spying on these people. They don't know that I'm doing it.
People from all ages and all walks of life coming together on this autumn evening, hoping to see the beauty of Muncie through a different lens. In Muncie, Brittany Ehrman, NewsLink, Indiana.
The event was inspired by Peter Kageyama, the author of For the Love of Cities. He presented in Muncie a year ago and stressed the importance of fun, beauty, surprise, and creating emotionally engaging cities.
Well, Juul has been given 60 days to change its policies on underage use of its products. NewsLink Indiana's Ethan Gerald tells us how the FDA has started cracking down on the vape industry in an attempt to save a generation from nicotine addiction.
Trying to cut down on smoking? So is the FDA. The FDA has warned Juul and a few other vape companies to change their policies on underage usage in just 60 days or else. Juul is a $15 billion vape industry that burst onto the scene back in 2015 with the introduction of its staple product, the Juul. It's an electronic cigarette, a technology designed to replicate an authentic nicotine hit of a traditional cigarette without all the ash and tobacco. What's the hype? Although Juuls and vape products are intended for adults and smokers looking to quit, to everyone's surprise, they have become extremely popular with teens. Juul's high nicotine content could be the main contributor.
The ultimate goal of vaping is to go down to zero nicotine and not have any nicotine in there whatsoever. With the Juul, unfortunately at this time that's not possible since they don't make any pods that are low to no nicotine.
With the deadline fast approaching, Juul has already taken action. Juul launched a $30 million campaign to combat underage use. ID and age verification on its e-commerce site is improving, and Juul is rapidly working to uncover retailers selling to minors. If Juul can't figure something out,
personally through experience, I know a lot of kids, teenagers around my age, who are solely those tropical
around school areas or creating Juul-only With the FDA looming, Juul has inherited big tobacco. They want it. In Muncie, Ethan Gerald.
On Juul and their efforts as their 60 days run.
Girls Clubs of Muncie fundraiser yesterday. The fundraiser was sponsored by Old National Bank and took place yesterday evening at There was everything from cupcakes to cheesecake and even a bacon-covered cake, as well as a performance from
of the community, and events like this will go that we do with the young people of Muncie every single day.
Last year, the event made $30,000. That being said, the Boys and Girls Club sits at around $4,000 per year a member, and the rest is made up from the fundraisers they hold throughout the year. Now, I'm super happy that I wore my sweater today because it was a lot colder than I expected.
That's right, Joe. How about a look at those fall temperatures, this nice weather?
Yeah, cool temperatures tonight, even cooler temperatures this weekend. I'll break it all down, including your football forecast, after the break.
For those who serve today, and those who served before them, for those who sacrifice will never end. The Gary Sinise Foundation shows its gratitude through entertainment, outreach, and life-changing support. We can never give enough, but we can always give a little more. Find out how you can donate at GarySiniseFoundation.org.
Sometimes there's no do-over. Some things you can't rewind. That's when an extra safety step could mean the difference between a close call and a call to 911. Simple steps save lives. Learn more at poolsafely.gov.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I don't know about everyone else, but I'm loving this sweatshirt, jeans, flannel weather. Fall is finally here, and I think it's here to stay.
Yeah, it's nice to cozy up and be comfortable. Are we going to see any more of those high temperatures? I'm really hoping not.
There is some warmer weather in the forecast, but first, we will get to see some cooler weather over the next few days, especially. Pretty cold out there right now. We're sitting at a temperature of 51 degrees here in Muncie. Clear skies, though, will stay clear through the overnight hours, but we could actually see some fog around overnight. More on that in just a few minutes. The rest of the state, pretty cold, too. Temperatures in the low to mid-50s across the area. 49 degrees in Kokomo, still holding on to 55 degrees in Indianapolis. So heading out tonight, grab the jacket. You'll want the jacket into tomorrow morning as well. We had some clouds around today. I think some of us even saw a sprinkle, though we did see some sunlight before the sun went down as we headed towards the evening. Any chances for rain have pushed out to the south and east. But now we're looking back up to the north and west at the next system, which will be impacting our weather here. You can see this line of showers starting to move in through the northern Great Plains. Behind it, cooler and drier air. Out ahead of it, maybe a chance or two for some sprinkles for your Friday, but I don't think we'll see much. Let's time that all out here on Precision Cast. We are dry tomorrow morning. Note the light cloud cover here. That's actually fog. I mentioned we could see some patchy fog tomorrow morning. Just take it slow out on the roads. Be ready for a minor slowdown or two due to some fog, but that should burn off as we head through the day. We'll see that frontal system push in during the day tomorrow. Again, this model is showing a fairly substantial amount of rain here on the model. I don't think this is going to be the case. I think the air will be too dry tomorrow afternoon. We'll certainly see cloud cover roll in after a sunny early start to the afternoon tomorrow. We will, see some cloud cover roll in around dinner time, but I don't think we will see anything in terms of showers. And then those minor rain chances move way out of the forecast as we head towards Saturday. So tonight, we're dropping all the way down to 48 degrees. Patchy fog likely. Again, grab the jacket if you're heading out tonight. Tomorrow, we move up to 71 degrees. Again, that fog burns off early, but then we'll see clouds increase throughout the afternoon. The winds will be fairly calm as well. Heading out to Schumann Stadium this weekend, temperatures at 66 degrees on Saturday for kickoff against Kent State. Hopefully we'll see the Ball State Cardinals pull out a W here at home. It should be nice sweatshirt weather. I know a lot of us have been ready for that type of weather, especially for our football Saturdays. In the 7-day forecast, again, 66 degrees here on Saturday, 75 on Sunday, but we'll have to continue to keep riding that temperature wave up to 80 degrees for Monday, so the warm air is not necessarily done just yet. 78 degrees and a chance for some thunderstorms on Tuesday. We'll continue to watch that as we push through the weekend, but then notice back down into the lower 70s by the end of next weekend. So Emerson, Wyndham, you've been waiting for it. It's here for this weekend at least, and hopefully it'll be back a little bit sooner than we think.
That's what I like to see. Saturday, 66 degrees.
I agree.
That's football weather.
100%.
It's going to be beautiful.
100%.
And speaking of football, Big weekend for the Ball State Cardinals, Andrew.
Of course, it's the conference opener for Ball State football. So we've got a preview of this Saturday's conference opener football game. Also, find out which Ball State football player is getting recognized for excelling on and off the field.
Isn't this perfect?
It was my pleasure. May I?
Adam, I can't thank you enough for saving me from that sweepstakes scam. I could have lost everything.
It was a classic cat and mouse game. Remember, you never have to pay to play.
You're my hero. After all these years. What's
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Andrew Sanders with sports. The Ball State football team is done with non-conference play and ready for the return of the MAC. It was a lackluster start to the season, finishing their first 4 games 1-3. The Cardinals are hoping to turn their season around with a win on Saturday. And the motto for the Cardinals this week, 1-0. Shown all throughout the football facilities, the motto represents a fresh start to the football season. Kent State is the first MAC opponent the team will face this year and a chance to begin again. Senior kicker Morgan Hagee says they can forget the last few weeks and start with a clean slate.
It's kind of a new season for us. We're starting. Our kind of motto this week is 1-0. We're going to start the MAC 1-0 and try to take one game at a time. And yeah.
Kickoff is set for 3 in the afternoon at Schumann Stadium. And one Ball State Cardinal that's excelling off the field, receiving some attention not just for his play on it, is Cardinal offensive lineman Alec Joss. Joss was named a semifinalist Wednesday for the William V. Campbell Trophy, an award based on citizenship, academics, and of course, playing well. Sporting a 3.53 GPA, Joss returned from last year's season-ending injury to help increase the team's rushing average to 5 yards per game. No stranger to classroom recognition, Joss has previously won Ball State's Gene Booker Academic Award and has been named to the All-MAC academic team. The Delta Eagles football team will conclude their homecoming week festivities with a showdown against the Pendleton Heights Arabians Friday night. The Eagles are undefeated in conference play and hope to keep the winning streak alive against the Arabians and advance to 6-1 on the season. Delta is coming into the matchup just 2 spots ahead of Pendleton Heights in the Hoosier Heritage standings as the regular season inches to a close. Delta head coach Christopher Overholt explains how his team's primary goal this week needs to be staying focused and determined in order to be a strong Pendleton team.
Yeah, it's you have to be careful to fall into the homecoming trap. Homecoming, all the festivities and everything, that's for the entire school, our community, and then the football game is for us. So that's our number one priority, and we just need to make sure we have outstanding focus this week. It's going to be a big one. Hopefully we have a big crowd. It's homecoming for us. They're the best 4-2 team in the state of Indiana. They're extremely physical. We're physical. It should be a great match.
Delta will host Pendleton Heights under the lights Friday night at 7:30. And guys, football season is in full swing across all 3 levels, so certainly wishing luck to Ball State in their conference opener this Saturday.
Absolutely, Andrew. Thank you very much. Well, coming up, a Kings Island ride is at the end of its service life.
And a woman has developed a way to help build children's confidence. Next in Trending.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet a few who are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Problems. The ones nobody talks about at cocktail parties. We go looking for them. No matter the obstacles, no matter the odds, we surround a community's most critical problems, and we fight. United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. Will you?
It doesn't take a scientist to cure hunger or a fancy economist to create safe housing. It takes imagination, creativity, sweat equity. When I think of kids going to school hungry, hunger, homelessness, in this land of plenty, seriously? Come on, we could fix this. Help out, or don't. The choice is yours.
Here's your sandwich, miss.
Oh, thank you.
And your burger.
Awesome, thank you.
And your bowl of boiling water, sir.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana and Wyndham. It's time to take a look at what's trending.
Yeah, and joining us now is NewsLink Indiana's Destiny Johnson. Destiny, how are you doing today?
Hello, I'm doing great.
Excellent. What do you got for us?
All right, so as the Halloween season approaches, many people travel to Kings Island for their annual Pumpkin Fest and Halloween hunts. But a big change is coming this season with the removal of a fan favorite ride, the Firehawk. The ride takes you 110 feet in the air while you lay in a flying position, so you feel as if you're soaring through the skies. But unfortunately, the park is closing this ride due to it reaching the end of its service life. If the Firehawk is still one of your favorite rides, you have until the weekend of October 26th before it's done.
You know, I know our news director, Tanner Holbrook, is a big fan, so he's probably going to have to make a trip down there.
Yes, and I love riding roller coaster rides, but that was the main one that I was not afraid of.
All right.
So my next story, a woman is changing young girls' lives through the power of wigs. Quilla Bohannon is sharing her labor of love for girls who can't grow their hair or who have lost it. She says she wants to help kids build self-confidence while fighting cancer or other conditions. Bohannon offers her wonderful work for free because she knows families are already experiencing a lot. Many are calling her the wig fairy.
What a beautiful, beautiful story that is.
Yes, very remarkable. You know, young girls already face a lot of like self-esteem and confidence and get judged at school. So I just think it's great that she's offering the wigs for free.
Absolutely great to see her doing some positive work in the community.
Yeah.
As a woman, I can say it's nice to have some hair, some options to do things with, to change your style up and things like that.
I agree.
All right, Joe, how about one final look at that fall weather that I'm enjoying?
Well, you mentioned the roller coaster. Our temperatures are going to be like a roller coaster over the next 7 days. We're going down in the next few days, and then we're going to kick right back up at the start of next weekend. We'll be at 71 degrees for your Friday. Cold front passes late in the day on Friday. I think you might just see a chance of a sprinkle late in the day Friday, but I think we stay mostly dry. Saturday, Ball State football, 66 degrees. Grab your sweatshirts, grab your coats for Saturday. 75 degrees for Sunday. That's when we start to climb right back up. 80 degrees possible for Monday, but notice as we see the chances for some thunderstorms back into the forecast with the warmer weather. Fortunately, it looks like we should see temperatures kick back down to end next week. So fall is here. It's not going anywhere. We'll see temperatures warm up a bit. Maybe don't put the shorts away just yet. But again, up and down, just like a roller coaster, right?
Shorts and a sweatshirt, maybe. I love sweatshirts, man. I'm really enjoying it.
I agree 100%.
You mentioned those severe storms. Is that common with the the temperatures raising up and down like that?
Maybe not severe storms. Maybe just some rumbles of thunder.
Okay,
We're watching it closely.
Gotcha. All right, Joel. Thank you so much. That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us tomorrow at noon on Facebook Live for the very latest.
And for news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.
You've been watching NewsLink Indiana in high definition.